What's going on, y'all? It's Locks, and we got another NBA video for you guys. In today's video, we're going to be giving you guys a total of 3 NBA player props I love on the board for this NBA October Thursday 24th slate on the board. It's a pretty good one. We got a couple games, and we're going to be giving you guys players from only 2 games, though. But again, a total of 3 players along with a player of the day. And speaking of player of the day, our one player of the day we gave you guys yesterday's video cashed out easily. We gave you guys Jaime Hawkins Jr. over his 9.5 points and rebounds. I wasn't sure why it was so low. This one ended up getting bumped up a lot, though, from 9.5 all the way to 11, but it still cashed either way. He had 18 in total. He went crazy, did his thing, and I just knew he was a pretty good, solid player. He was able to put up a lot of good, high percentage shots down the paint, and he is a hustler. He'll get those rebounds for us. So that one cashed out, so hopefully you guys use that. Again, I recommend all my videos the player of the day. If you guys are going to take anything, the player of the day is the one to get from the channel. And then our other picks, Brook Lopez cashed out over his 12.5 points and assists. Ayo cashed out on his 14.5 PRA. He did his thing. And then unfortunately, Cameron Johnson hooked for us. He was only like 2 more away from covering. But if you guys watched that Brooklyn Nets game, Cam Thomas just went crazy at the end of the game. I believe like from the middle of the third quarter to the fourth, he took about like 70% of the shots. Obviously, he was going crazy, so can't even blame him. But again, it was just unfortunate that Cameron Johnson, he didn't get his opportunities to have to rock and whatnot at all. We did his points and assist line. I think he ended up with 0 assists or something, so just unfortunate right there. And then Jabari Smith and Anthony Simons. Unfortunately, the Golden State Warriors matchup was almost a 40-point blowout. It was 139 to 104. So obviously he's going to set up the game. He started off super strong. He had 7 in like the first couple minutes, but then got in foul trouble, kind of blew it, and then the whole team just started folding without him. So can't do nothing about that one. And yeah, we kind of split yesterday's video. Player of the day smacked out though, so hopefully that one helped you guys. And enough talking with that recap. We're going to go hop right into the players that we got for today. So October 24th, as you guys can see, we got this Boston Celtics Wizards game, Spurs Mavericks, OKC, Denver, Minnesota, and Kings matchup right here. Now, we're only going to be looking at this OKC Thunder versus Denver Nuggets and then San Antonio Spurs versus Dallas Mavericks games. Love these ones right here. Staying away from the Celtics and Washington game. This one, I could probably guarantee that this one's a crazy blowout based on the way we saw this Boston team playing the first game. Washington, we all know about them. Not much to explain right there. And then Minnesota and Kings, kind of just staying away from this one. Now, I feel like Minnesota hasn't really clicked yet as a new team. We saw that in the Lakers game. And then Kings, we haven't really seen them at all this season so far. So only sticking with these 2 games. Now with the player of the day in today's video that I'm giving you guys, I love Chet Holmgren over his 16 even points line. Now this one's been kind of fluctuating up and down, kind of weird. It started at 16.5, got bumped down a couple to 15.5, got bumped back up, went all the way down to 14.5 at one point, and then now it's all the way back up at 16. So I like the over right here, though. Even if you drop exactly 16, we'll just take the even break. But I like this matchup against the Denver Nuggets. Now, if we lead Denver Nuggets, obviously, overall, they're ranked 6th in points allowed, giving around 109 a game to opposing teams on average. Now, if we look at the 1 through 3 positions, point guard, shooting guard, and small forward, they're ranked pretty high and do not give up a lot of points against those positions. Ranked 2nd here, ranked 4th here, and ranked number 1 right here. Now, if we move towards the bigger guys, power forward and center, they're ranked 20th on points allowed to opposing power forwards and 23rd in points allowed to opposing centers, giving around 24 and 20 a game to opposing big men. So Chet Holmgren, I feel like he's been working a lot in the offseason, somewhat in like his strength and whatnot, and he's just a pretty good player overall as long as he stays healthy. We see him have a decent amount of injuries last season, so he's pretty fresh right now. Again, I feel like he shed a lot of opportunities, especially last season. Towards the end of the season, his minutes really ticked up from what we saw. He was averaging 35 minutes a game. Now what I really like on this stat is Chet Holmgren in his recent head-to-heads, his history against the Denver Nuggets. Every single game we saw last season against these guys, 19, 17, 24, and 18, he covered this line easily. He took a lot of shots. He had a lot of confidence, and mind you, this was just like the regular season where he wasn't even getting his max amount of minutes. Obviously, it was his like first real season, which is the reason why he was in the race for the Rookie of the Year. Besides, obviously, the first his like actual year, he got injured for the season. But this one was his first year playing. 25 minutes, 28 minutes, and then the other 32. So if he only played a max of 32 minutes in these games, again, and he was covering this line easily, taking 12 or on average 13 shot attempts a game against these guys. I feel like this line is a pretty low one for him to cover. Again, if he's taking that many shots, he has an easy position matchup down below with them being ranked and most vulnerable to those opposing bigs. With him being so tall and him just having a pretty nice shot, I expect him to just go out there and knock down the ball. He took 4 shot attempts from 3 alone against these guys, and then the other ones were like a 9 from the paint and just middies and whatnot. So again, love this line right here. I feel like this one should be a good one for Chet Holmgren. Opening game for them. I feel like OKC has a solid team. And Jalen Williams is also out, so he's another bigger player. So Chet Holmgren is going to be receiving a lot more work compared to last season, on top of what he's already been seeing, the little slope and increase in his minutes wise. So again, the overall ceiling is just super high on this Chet play, and I just like him as a player of the day in today's video. So again, I'm going to be giving you guys a player of the day every single day for our NBA and college basketball videos. So if I would recommend anything, I like this Chet Holmgren line personally over 16 points. And then with the second player, we're going to be looking at PJ Washington Jr. over his rebounds line at 5.5. If you look at him in the playoff run, he really stepped up as a rebounder. As you guys can see, he saw a lot of rebound chances, averaging 10 a game. Now his line's only at 5.5. Last 20 in the whole playoff run, he was seeing 11 a game. So again, he has those opportunities, and now he's going against the San Antonio Spurs team, which is just pretty much weak overall. If we look at the overall lookout of San Antonio in rebounds defense, they're ranked 27th in rebounds allowed, giving around 45 a game, which is insane. If we look at them versus the power forward and center position, they give out a total of like 20 plus a game, which is pretty good, especially for PJ Washington being a taller guy. I think he's like 6'10 or something, pushing 6'11 maybe. I'm not sure completely, but I know he's a bigger guy. And I feel like this one should be a good matchup. If we look at this little inside down below, PJ Washington has exceeded 5.5 rebounds in 9 of his last 10 games versus bottom 10 defenses for rebounds allowed, averaging 8.2 in those type of matchups. So again, that's a pretty good statistic right there. Out of those 10 games, he's averaging 8.2. Even in his recent history, last season alone against the Spurs, he went 3 out of 3, covering 6 every single time. So again, this little stat down here speaks for itself for those weak teams in giving up a lot of rebounds. He does good and goes crazy. And again, the history, the lines speak for itself. He had a lot of rebound chances in all these games, 9, 10, and 12 right here. And he wasn't even getting crazy minutes at the time, 27, 27, and 34 right here, compared to what we saw in the last 20 in the playoff run. He was seeing 35 plus minutes. So again, with this new team, he is a starter. They got Klay Thompson in here. I feel like there should be a lot of shots flying through the air with Kyrie, Luka, and Klay Thompson. All these guys are shooters. They're going to put up the ball. They're going to get up their numbers. Now, there should be a lot of opportunities for him to grab those boards flying through the air. And again, we got the San Antonio Spurs, which also has a younger team. So in general, I think this game should be a faster-paced game. And PJ Washington, in fast-paced games, he tends to get those rebounds. And just overall higher ceiling, all the statistics are in his favor for him to be able to go out there and grab 6 boards for us. So this is my second play that I'm giving you guys in today's video. Washington over that 5.5 rebounds play. And then with the last pick in today's video, we're actually looking at another player, teammate of PJ Washington, like I just spoke of, Kyrie Irving over his 22.5. Now, obviously, we look at his last 20 games. It doesn't look too hot. But he had a rough playoff run. Obviously, he had some games where he popped out 40, 30, 30, 36, 35. But majority of the time, he kind of struggled. Again, we had Luka in there. But I feel like this 22.5 line is pretty low. He had tough matchups against Boston, Minnesota, OKC, and even the Clippers. All these teams were great defensively last season against the point guard position, especially him for being a smaller guard at 6'2". That's the reason why we saw Luka having more success, as he's like 6'6 plus, I believe. So again, Kyrie Irving, I feel like this line's too low for him against the San Antonio Spurs team, who's been weak all last season against point guards. If we look at them overall, they give up they're ranked 24th in points allowed, giving around 118 a game. But if we look at San Antonio against point guards with Devin Vassell out now, again, he should have a lot more opportunities and just an easier chance overall. Point guard and shooting guard position alone, they're ranked 29th in points allowed, giving around 26 a game to point guards, and then 29th in points allowed against shooting guards, giving around 29 a game. So again, that is a lot of points just from the point guard and shooting guard position alone. So I feel like Kyrie Irving and both Luka should have a crazy game, but from the recent history with Kyrie against this team, I'm going to just be rock with the over. And the 2 recent games against the Spurs, 34 and 28 right here, and then this game he hooked by 0.5. But again, Kyrie Irving, he has proven himself against this team. He takes a lot of shots against these guys as well. So this is another matchup where he is comfortable in. 24, 22, and 21 shot attempts in all these games with 7 3-pointers on average. So again, a good little stat right there. He's averaged 35 plus minutes in these games as well, and all of them have been relatively close, 113 to 107. This one was kind of far, 93 to 116, and then this one 126 to 119. So majority of the time they're close games, which I'm expecting this one to be with, again, Chris Paul now added on to the San Antonio Spurs. Obviously, you got Victor Wembanyama in there. He's been working and only improving. So it should be a pretty good game in my opinion, probably the best one of the night. So I love Kyrie Irving. He is a clutch player, and I expect them to just go out there and ball out against this team. So a little insight, or not, that's not even a good insight because it's his recent game. It's just the playoff run he had. Oh, as you guys can see right here, PJ Washington has gotten removed from the board on his 5.5 rebounds. So that's a sign probably that is a good play right there. So we're just going to be throwing in Kyrie Irving for the sake of the video. I already had him in the slip. Did they have Kyrie off too? No way. Kyrie. Well, looks like they took off both those players I was choosing. Unfortunate, but again, we got the player of the day still up at 16. Now, by the time you guys see this video, these guys are probably going to be on the board. So again, the second two players, Kyrie Irving and PJ Washington. Kyrie Irving over the points, and then PJ Washington over the rebounds. Not sure why they just took them off right there. It's kind of weird, both of them. But unless they like took off the whole game slate, whatever, sometimes they do that. But this is my players I'm giving you guys on today's video. Again, a total of 3. Unfortunately, I can't like show them up here for you guys, but I told you guys and broke them down what they were. So again, Chet Holmgren, player of the day, 16 points. Kyrie Irving over his points, and then PJ Washington over his rebounds. So those are my 3 players I love on the board so far. And that's pretty much all I got for you guys on today's video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and let's see today.